Hey everyone, hope you guys enjoyed the extended holiday weekend. I'm here to talk about episode 5 of the Grind to Greatness podcast. This is a topic I just love to talk about because I think it's so important. And I'm going to dive right in. This week, we bust the multitasking myth. Last week, we talked about saying no, setting boundaries with other people so that you can really get your time back and start to live a life that you want to live the life on your terms. And in part of that episode, we mentioned that you should say no to multitasking. And we didn't really expand on it. We talked about it briefly. But then that week on a couple weeks ago on my Facebook, I asked people, how many of you think you're good at multitasking? And a lot of people responded like, me, I'm great at it. Well, that was really a trick question because everybody sucks at it. And the episode is going to cover all the reasons why you suck at multitasking and how it really doesn't serve you. And don't fret, because I used to think I was great at multitasking until I really learned about the harm around multitasking. So, like I said, the episode is going to cover tons of reasons why we need to stop multitasking in our life. But I'm going to preview 2 of those reasons here for you today. And these are the 2 that I personally think are the most important. One, the first reason is that multitasking actually results in about a 40% loss in productivity. All right. And a lot of people complain about lack of time, not having enough time. And I'm going to say something. These devices here, they're really powerful. You can make a living on this thing from anywhere in the world. And you can be connected with just about anyone in the world from this device. I mean, super powerful, a lot of benefits to it, but it's also the source of extreme distraction. And I know since the ability to be connected all the time has been introduced into our lives, our productivity has gone down the drain. All right. And we are thinking of a 40% loss in productivity. That's almost half. All right. And if you're somebody that feels like you don't have enough time, what could 40% more time do for you? If you're in a job, what could 40% more time, more productivity do for you? What kind of promotions would you be up for if you got 40% more work done? If you own a business, how much more money could you make if you got 40% more work done? That is huge. So if we're talking about getting our time back and being able to really create a life on our terms, we got to stop multitasking. And for a lot of people, this is the biggest source of it. How many of you have ever been at work and you've tried to have a text conversation with your friend while you're in the middle of, completing a project or doing some type of task or assignment? I guarantee you were not very productive. You didn't complete that assignment in the time that you probably should have. You just weren't focused on it. We are much more effective when we focus on one thing at a time. So stop thinking that you can do all these things at once and be effective. All right. And I think the productivity piece really, really affects us in our job, even at home. I know my mother there were 6 of us running around. She used to try to cook. What the hell is going on with 6 kids running around? So sometimes she would burn the bread while she was cooking. So it's like that can even affect you in your personal life in so many ways. Sorry for putting you on blast, Mom, but that was a great example. But so think about how being distracted with this thing especially is affecting you at work, is affecting you in your personal life, and being able to just get more stuff done. You actually cannot get more stuff done if you're trying to do more than one thing at a time. You get more stuff done when you do one thing, you complete it, and then you move to the next. So that is one of the things that we're going to cover in the episode. The second thing I want to share with you is that it's not really related to getting your time back, but it's related to increasing the quality of your time that you spend with other people. We need to stop multitasking in our relationships. How many of you have ever been around somebody you care about? You've been talking in person, you've been talking to them about something, maybe it's important to you, and you just see them, oh, that's great. Do you really feel like that person is listening to you? Because they're not. Even though they say they're listening to you, once you learn about how multitasking works, you actually learn they cannot actually be listening to you while they're looking at their phone. So what are we telling the people that we're around when we constantly try to multitask in our relationships? When we constantly, I'm guilty of it too. I've been on the phone with friends, had them on speakerphone, was texting somebody else. And I felt like shit after that. After I hung up the phone, like, I really wasn't paying that person the attention that they deserved. We deserve to show up for people that we care about. We should be showing up and being present for the people we care about. And I think about what kind of example all this multitasking and all this distraction is setting for our kids. They're just going to be living in a life like this, heads down at the phone all the time. Is that what we really want? I mean, all the science and the data and the research shows that the strength of our personal connections with people drastically improves the quality of our life and how fulfilled that we feel our lives are. So, even though we are connected to everyone, our phones allow us to always be connected. We feel more alone now than we've ever felt. So, personally, how many of you have ever felt like, okay, I'm connected. I tell this person on Facebook that their kids look cute all the time. I like their pictures. But do you really have a strong connections with people anymore? That's super important for us to have a fulfilled life. So I really think that my age group, I'm 32 years old, so people around my age group, we're in the sweet spot. We know what life was like before constantly being connected. I think what AIM messaging was probably the first time we could be connected with our friends virtually, but we know what it's like to have to hop on our bikes to go see our friends and talk to our friends. But we also are really well versed in technology, and we know how to make technology improve our lives. So I think the onus is really on us in our age group to show our children what it means to have a personal connection. So next time you're sitting around the dinner table with your kids, put your phone away. Or if you're constantly looking at your phone, what is that telling them? What example is that setting for them? So put your phone away and have them put their phone away and just have a regular conversation with them. This past weekend, I went to visit my grandma. She lives in the country. There's not even a stoplight in her town. And so my phone doesn't really work down there. I can call out, but I don't really get text messages, or I can't get on social media. And you know what? For 2 days, I got to sit with my family, spend time with my grandma, enjoy some nature, and really be disconnected from all this crap that's going on around us. And it was really liberating. So I think people need to remember what that was like, and make a point to actually be present. Stop multitasking in our relationships. Stop trying to have a real conversation with somebody while you're looking at your phone doing this, because you can't really listen to them. And if somebody was doing that to you, it would feel like crap. So, multitasking, we think about it mostly in the context of productivity. And I think, what I mentioned before about a 40% loss in time, I think that's huge. Getting 40% of your time back is huge. But I also think there's a way bigger picture that multitasking and all these distractions are doing to our personal connections with people. And I think that's just as important. So again, like I said, the episode covers tons of ways, a variety of ways, how multitasking isn't serving us. And I think you'll actually be surprised at some of them, because I know when I was doing the research for the episode, I was completely surprised by some of them. Like, oh my God, I never thought about that. So we got some really good stuff for you in the episode. I do want to leave you with a challenge. And I want you to take your phone today. And the first thing I want you to do is go to your ringtone settings or whatever the hell, go to your notifications and turn it on silent. So if somebody texts you, if somebody does something on social media and it pings your phone, turn it on silent so it doesn't make a noise. Not on vibrate. Vibrate is not silent. Turn it on silent so your phone does not distract you from whatever it is that you're doing when a notification comes in. Then I want you to go to all your social media apps, and I want you to turn off all your push notifications. I've been doing this for a long, long time, at least a couple of years. So where, that bar up here on your phone, if somebody likes a comment on Facebook or comments on something, Facebook does not tell my phone. I don't know until I actually go in there and look myself on my own time. And the fact that I'm not constantly being distracted or bombarded with all these notifications about what other people are doing on my silly Instagram posts, it's really liberating, at least for me. So I want you to try it for a day, have your notifications on silent, and then turn off most of your notifications So you only have like one or two like text messages, maybe whatever is important to you. So that's the only thing that you're being, notified for in the sidebar of your phone. I want you to do that and then come back to me and tell me how you felt. I know a lot of you are probably still going to be looking at your phone constantly all day, even when it's not making noise, because we have a habit of doing it. But at least it will like reduce some of those distractions. So tell me how you liked it, what challenges you have. Tune into the episode, and thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you next week. Peace.